So we have just left Brighton Marina. We have just coming off. I can see all the little lights. It's very weird because we can't see anything. Welcome to another episode of Sailing Indiana.
In this episode, you will see us attempt to sail to Falmouth.
Woo! Dun, dun, dun. Yep, this is our longest passage ever.
Ever, yeah.
Ever. It will also be not one, but 2 night sails, which was crazy.
Back to back.
Straight
in, which we've never done before.
Yeah, this was a big deal for us.
So yeah, last time you saw us, it was 1:45 and we were leaving at 1, slipping lines and getting ready to leave the marina on this crazy passage that we decided to undertake. We were excited, we were nervous, but
apprehensive.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect really. Just heading out into the dark. Brighton was familiar waters, I suppose, but yeah, further than that. I mean, we'd got to the Isle of Wight last year, but yeah, this not in the dark, and yeah, there's quite a few ships that run through there. So how do we get on? Well, let's find out.
Oh my god.
Okay, start letting her out. We'll just see where she goes.
Safe journey, guys.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Yeah, here you go, indeed. Well done.
It's a bit weird in the dark. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, no shit. No, you did great, guys. Well done. Take care. Safe journey.
Oh, my mind and my seas, all I need from you to me. Oh, my mind and my seas, all I need from you to me.
Our first night passage.
Right, here we go.
Bye, Brighton.
It's all I need from you to me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's so strange being out and I just can't see anything.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Like, you can see the wind farm. See Brighton there. You can't even see the waves ahead of you. You can't see any of it. It's weird.
Why can't you see
So we have just left Brighton Marina. We have just coming off. I can see all the little lights right now. It's very weird because we can't see anything. Nope, not a thing. I'm trying to shine this light on my face so you guys can kind of see my face. We probably have about, what do we have? 7 knots of wind.
Not much.
Really flat seas, which is lovely. So yeah, we'll keep you posted.
So that was it. We were out into the abyss on our first night passage, straight out there at 1 a.m. in the morning. We honestly couldn't even see the waves breaking next to the boat. It was that dark. I think there was not really much moon or stars.
No,
and
it was
so,
really dark that night.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's really dark that night.
It was a dark night.
It's
Yeah,
really dark.
but yeah, it's just such a strange experience being out there. And usually the one thing you worry about is running into something and what's ahead of you, but you can't see any of that. Like, that's your one thing you're supposed to think about.
Very strange.
Very strange.
Very
but
surreal.
So we didn't film too much of the night passage, one, because it's dark and you can't see us.
And two, because I felt really seasick. It was really crap. Yeah, it was a bit rubbish. I felt seasick probably within the first like few hours, I would say. It just hit me. There was like we had like a swell sort of on the back of the boat, didn't we, and wind behind us, so the boat was just rolling and it caught me, and then I just couldn't shake it. So you pretty much did that passage on your own because I was woman down.
So our idea was to head to Bembridge on the Isle of Wight and anchor there. So we were taking the good tide or fair tide to Bembridge, and then we were going to anchor there, wait out the bad tide that rips around St Catherine's at the south side of the Isle of Wight. Once the tide turned fair again, we were going to pick it up and take us the rest of the way. So yeah, it was a little stop off, and also it will be a good point to rest up and maybe get some sleep, because I hadn't got much to that point.
Yeah, breakfast and some sleep. So,
but we'd managed to sail most of that way, or all of the way, until we were about an hour or two off of Bembridge. And then we put the motor on at that point. And I think it was a good idea because we'd already been out there for sort of 8 hours, I think. And we thought this is now eating into our rest time, and also, time before the tide turns and things like that. So we thought if we get there in the next hour or two, then we'll get some better rest and things like that. So we put the motor on. We're not ashamed of it.
No, definitely. You needed a good sleep as well. Like, you sailed the whole way through the night, and
So it was, I think, the best decision at the time. But yeah, and so then we just slowly made our way up to Bembridge.
Yeah.
All my minds in the seas, all I need from you to me. All my minds in the seas, all I need from you to me.
Right, we just got through the Nav channel, which is the sort of large ships channel. No incidents, so that's good. Oh. Yeah, we've got about 6 and a bit miles to go until we're in our little anchorage or on a beach, basically. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, I'm feeling better now.
Feeling better. Yeah. Lauren was feeling a bit seasick, so took a little nap, had a little lay down, but it wasn't really much to do the passage. So it's not like, I was left in the lurch or anything. We were just watching the sails and watching the horizon. So yeah, no.
Ginger beer really helps. I would really recommend it.
Ginger beer really helps.
I literally feel like instantly better.
Yeah.
I should have drunk this about like 6 hours ago.
Just really brought her around. So.
All my minds in the seas, all I need from you to me.
Okay, we are anchored in Sandown Bay. Lauren's just taking a transit on things. Oh wow, look at the Spitfire. Did a bit of a twirl. Beautiful. And just to see if we're dragging, so take a point off of the land, or 3 points. Mine's that red house over there. Mine's that tower there, and the end of that pier behind Lauren there. And if any of that moves, you're dragging. So, but so far so good.
So we got into Bembridge and we anchored off and we had some rest. It was a little bit more rolly and uncomfortable than we kind of envisioned. It was quite exposed just outside the beach there. So yeah, it was a little bit annoying. So we didn't really get loads of sleep, did we? It was kind of a bit, every time you sort of doze off, you'd like roll to the other side. So not fantastic, but good to know for future reference.
It's better than nothing, and it gives you time to stop, pause and think.
Check the weather again.
Check the weather.
Check the tides again. And double check everything again.
Yeah.
Read the pilotage plan. So
it was a good job that we did check the weather particularly, because that then dictated the rest of our trip.
It did.
So yeah, it was a good idea that we checked the weather. We already knew that there was a big low pressure system sitting off of the Biscay and that it would be moving northwards, upwards towards Cornwall. And we thought we might be able to just outrun it and get there before that. But looking at the weather, it was moving a bit quicker than we thought, and meant that we would be arriving at Falmouth in probably 25 upwards knots of wind, and also it would have been at night when we were arriving as well, and so an unfamiliar marina or harbour, and also with winds that we weren't too confident in mucking around in. So we decided to change our plan at that point and head to Dartmouth.
To Dartmouth.
To Dartmouth. So Salcombe was another option for us, but you'd have had to have got around Start Point, which is another quite heavy race of tide that we hadn't really done the calculations for, and I don't think we were going to turn up at the right time for that.
And the wind and everything wasn't actually in our favour, so it would have been quite uncomfortable.
Dartmouth's just to the east of it, round the corner, and quite protected from a southwest, which it was turning into. So we chose to leave on the Friday morning at 1 a.m. because we were going to get the last of a nice easterly blow that was going to push us to Bembridge. But we knew, though, the next day was going to be basically zero wind and we were going to have to motor. Knowing that, we were planning a route accordingly and thinking, well, if we can get offshore as much as possible, we'll pick up any wind that is there, or at least it'll be more consistent than it would be more coastal. And also we were having to get past Portland Bill, and it was either get the tide at to push us off of or around the Isle of Wight and have foul tide at Portland, or vice versa. So we chose Portland to have foul tide. We also chose to be right off of shore down towards the TSS lane. TSS is for the big ships where you're not allowed to get into that unless you cross it at right angles and things. And
We were just off.
We were just off of it. We're going to go right down to the TSS and then back up, or effectively across from there to Dartmouth, because we had there was no wind, as I said, for that point, but as we were coming back up, we were going to have a westerly wind. So if we were motoring straight across and then the westerly wind came through, we'd still be motoring into it. The wind then would turn to a southerly wind, or at least a southwest wind, and then we could start sailing. But if we were already down there and motoring, as we were going to have to straight anyway, then when we turned up with the southerly wind, we would hopefully be on the right angle for it. And also, that would mean we could do some sailing, basically. So as much as it is a bit of a weird thing to be so far offshore, I think we had our reasons for it, and it worked out quite well in the end. Yeah.
So we left Bembridge at about just before, I think, 3 p.m. and then we set off for what was going to be a 25-hour passage
on what was a really beautiful, still, calm night or evening.
It was amazing.
No wind, so we had the motor on, but it was just incredible. Yeah,
and then it was just like a super calm, clear night and loads of beautiful stars. And
it was time to put some dinner on.
And it was definitely time to put some dinner on.
Hi guys, I can hear me over the engine, but this is our first proper passage. I've actually had to provision. I've probably over-provisioned. We've got like 8 sausage rolls, packs of beans. I've got so much, it's ridiculous. But anyway, this evening we are having, spaghetti bolognese, but penne bolognese. So I made a batch of bolognese last night and just cooking up some pasta. So should be done soon, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. My little bolognese ready to go. So that's cold. That is boiling. Need some more water in there, and I'll just mix it all together. How is it?
Awesome.
Good.
Better than the sausage rolls that we got. Oh no, I don't know.
I didn't make those, so that's okay.
On par. No, yours is better.
Thanks. Yes, we got nice little, spaghetti but penne bolognese.
So it was our second night sail. We didn't film much of this. Again, sorry guys, we were a bit I don't know, nervous, excited, all those things. But anyway, it was really cool. We took it in shifts, so we were doing 2 hours on, 2 hours off, which in hindsight maybe we should have done longer, I think, because we didn't really get much sleep. You definitely didn't get much sleep. There was a lot of ships and other vessels around because obviously it was near the TSS lanes. There were also a lot of fishing boats. It was a big learning curve for us to stay alert, keep checking everything.
So actually I'm glad that we were down there a bit further offshore, a lot of boats around, a lot for us to think about, and yeah, it actually, I think it's leveled us up a little bit in doing that, and and being out of sight of land. Well, actually saying that, when it got dark, you could still see Portland in the distance
for a very long time.
For a very long time.
Also, I think I saw a dolphin at night, but Chris doesn't believe me. But I definitely did.
At night, you couldn't even even see your hand in front of your face, but there's dolphins out there. It might have been.
Good morning. I've just woken up from a 2-hour nap. Chris has been up the last 2 hours. I've just got so hopefully we'll both sleep a little bit. It's actually his birthday today as well. Happy birthday!
Yeah, thanks.
We are doing quite well. We are currently doing 6.3 knots. We've got some names head sail out with the engine on.
We want to beat the tide, that's why.
Yes, we're trying to beat the tide. We've currently got the good tide for the next hour or hour and a half. And then it will be turning on us. We still have some wind though. We've got about 15 knots of wind, which is quite nice. So hopefully that will just, push us, probably take us a little bit longer. Last hour or so.
Seeing as we were stuck doing 1.5 knots for about 5 hours last night up Portland Bill.
Yeah, Portland Bill.
Timed that wrong.
We hate you. The boat was sort of like spinning around everywhere because of the tide, so we're making up the time now.
Yeah, so we want to put the engine on and make the most of this fair tide, and then when that drops off, we'll get a bit more of a southerly wind. At the moment we were so close to the wind that the sails aren't as effective as they should be, but that drops off in a few hours to a southerly, so I think then we'll get the power out the wind and we can turn the engine off then and sail in. So
that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, we got teas, we got biscuits, warm clothes. Yeah, we'll see how we get on. Happy birthday! How do you feel being 35?
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright, I suppose. Could be worse.
Could be worse.
36.
Yeah, true.
So
The worst places to be right now?
yeah, last year for my birthday we were in Cowes and we left and went to Chichester. So this year we're coming from Bembridge, night sail, and heading to Dartmouth. So bit of progress there. Next year, who knows?
Spain.
Spain, hopefully.
Yeah.
So one thing we were treated to was the most amazing thing that's happened to us since getting the boat ever, and that is being greeted by about 10 dolphins swimming around the boat, dancing around the boat for a good 20 minutes probably. On our way, or it was about a couple of hours off of Dartmouth by this point.
It was really beautiful.
And it was really beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
But you're not going to see any of it. Why is that, Lauren?
Because I really messed up the filming.
Someone was very excited.
I was so excited. I don't actually know how I didn't fall into the water.
True.
But I started filming and then managed to like switch off the camera, or like just hit the stop on the record button.
There's none of it.
I'll show you what we've got.
We'll show you what we've got.
Literally this. It's hilarious.
Note Lauren's assertive tone at the beginning. You drive, or sorry, you steer the boat. I'll do the filming.
I'll film, is what I told you.
Yeah, so get a load of this dolphin footage.
You steer. I'll do the dolphins.
Hi.
Hey,
You got birthday dolphins.
birthday dolphins, finally. First Indiana dolphins.
And I tried to capture it and I messed up big time and didn't actually press record.
We'll show you the footage of just the ocean.
But there was probably about 5, 6 of them, I think, around the
at
boat.
least.
If not. And they were like sweeping under the bow. That was amazing.
Yeah. It wouldn't look great. It wouldn't look really good. Just got to imagine it.
Oh no, I'm so annoyed. Oh well. So after leaving Brighton at 1 AM and then heading to Bembridge and stopping there for 5 hours, motor sailing for 25 hours, consuming about 600-700 sausage rolls
And snacks.
listening to some audiobooks, and we also saw a pod of dolphins. I swear to God
promise.
we did. We then arrived in Dartmouth. We are just approaching Dartmouth harbour, and we've got to get past this little boy here and that one over there to get past these lovely rocks.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. And then we'll round it and then go in down there. So yeah, excited.
Okay, so the next update on our Savvy Navvy review is we're going to show you how we use it to get into different marinas, different harbours and things like that. So I've used the chart plotter to plot out the route on the Rain Marine chart plotter, and I followed that all the way. We're just going to come up to the entrance now. But with the River Dart, it's all very windy, and to get up that you need to either have a few waypoints planned or something else. But instead of having to punch in all individual waypoints in order to get up to where we need to be, this is where Savvy Navvy takes over for us anyway. We think this is the best way of using it. So we've actually got a Scanstrut Rock wireless charger on the helmet one here, and I'm now using GPS. The route that I want to do is literally just to Nos on Dart Marina at the top there. Savvy Navvy automatically populates every waypoint and every turn, and then you just press center and off you go. And so now we're effectively following the route and the track. So this will get us through all of the little obstacles here. You can zoom right in on these south cardinal markers, make sure we're not getting into any trouble. And this will follow us up turn by turn then, keeping us exactly where we need to be, all the way till we get to the marina. Yes, you know, the chart plotter can do that as well, but you'd have to be sat there punching in, you know, 20, 30 different waypoints all along the journey there. So yeah, that's where it comes into its own. So yeah, hopefully it gets us there.
So thanks for watching, and we're sorry that there's not more footage. It's been a bit of a different episode where we've kind of spoken to you and shown a bit of footage here and there, but my phone had an accident.
Yes.
But you'll hear more about that in the next episode. But actually we've quite enjoyed talking to you about the passage rather than sort of piecing it together over bits of clips and footage and things like that. I think it's worked quite well, but let us know in the comments what you think, and if we should do more episodes like this where we're sort of speaking about our experiences rather than just purely sort of showing you. Next stop, who knows?
Who knows?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for next episode.
But if you like what you see and you want to support us in any way, then we've got a Patreon account set up. We've got a Buy Me a Coffee account. and all the usual sort of social medias and things that you can get in touch with us on and chat to us and follow our journey on that. So
All the links are in the description below.
Yep.
Support and follow our journey if you like what you see.
thanks very much.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. See you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.